All right, your boy Partee and the boy L. James. We in the building on a glorious Friday. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
You know, I'm out here in Oregon, man. It's been burning up lately, so I don't like this heat. Trying to have it just cool off a little bit. I'm in this office, got the fan on. I was telling you, I got the window open. It was cars going by. I don't want all the noise on the recording, so I'm just gonna have to be sweating it out in here like a sauna, losing weight.
Well, there you go, man. It's like going to the gym today, man.
And now I ain't even gotta go now. I didn't go yet, so now I don't have to go. So let's do the LeBron first. So you've seen the clips, I'm sure, right? There's TMZ, like everybody, ESPN been talking about it.
Yeah, I saw some of them.
Was he out of line? I mean, explain, I guess first to the people that haven't seen it, explain what he did that was, I guess, so egregious to some people.
Well, his son plays on an AAU basketball team. I want to say LeBron is actually one of the coaches on the team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so, like, during the layup line, LeBron was in the layup line doing some dunks. And during the game, his son had made like a steal and I think a game-winning dunk to end it or something. And he jumping up, right onto the court, jumping up with some of the teammates and mostly his son, though. But, I mean,
yeah,
I guess some people have problems with it.
Now, when you say some people, like describe who you mean by some people. Was it the parents on his son's team or maybe the other team, or is it people in, the social media universe, or is it the people on ESPN? I mean, who are you talking about? Some people had problems with it.
I mean, the only people I've seen that had problems with it were like people on like ESPN or FS1, because I know like with Colin Howard and this was like on FS1, and then like people needed, maybe some people on social media, but I ain't on social media, so I have no idea.
Yeah,
about that shit. But it didn't seem like none of the people there actually had a problem with it. So,
and see, that's what I've been kind of. So when I first heard about it, I just heard about it a few days ago. So like probably midweek is when I first heard about it, and somebody was talking about it. And it was, the way they were, I guess, positioning it is like LeBron was just all out on the court at different points of the game and just kind of, celebrating and maybe doing a little bit too much. I didn't have a problem with the layup line stuff before the game. If they, now I know every parent can't do that. I realize, it's LeBron. I don't really like the whole double standard thing, but I get it. He's LeBron. That's his son. I get it. If no one had, if the parents, because from what I'm seeing, the parents that actually, the parents of the other kids, especially on LeBron's son's team, they didn't really have an issue with it because the kids didn't have an issue with it. So if the parents don't really have an issue with it and the kids loved it, then I guess I can't really have that big of an issue with it. Now, I don't think he should be all out on the court, celebrating and, because then you kind of make it about you because you're LeBron and the attention's going to go on you. You're kind of making it a spectacle now. I think that's a little much. But again, if they not tripping, then I guess why should I be tripping? I shouldn't be tripping that much. So, but then with the people on ESPN, they always got to make a story out of something. This is what they get paid to do. So even if they don't really feel that way, somebody got to take that position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I had no problems with anything. I think if I was in the kids' shoes, especially, I mean, he's there right now in the era of LeBron. I mean, Jordan, people know of Jordan for that age, but Jordan ain't they GOAT. LeBron is probably they GOAT. People now, like even my son, he might go, "Oh, Michael Jordan's the best of all time," but that's something he's been told. He ain't watched no videos of Michael Jordan play.
Yeah.
These some people tell him that he knows.
Yeah.
So people who play basketball about 8th, 9th grade, LeBron is the dude that they grew up on like that. So, I mean, can you imagine if when we little, we got Michael Jordan sitting there, running up, doing real quick, even on the team? That'd be dope as hell. That'd be the story of all stories to tell your friends you got to school. Man, I saw Michael Jordan doing this in line. So you have LeBron in line doing these dunks and stuff. I mean, kids on both sides is like, oh my God, that's crazy for them. Even the parents, I mean, it's still LeBron. It's still one of the top 5 players of all time doing this. You got to be juiced about it. I mean, and then the stuff about with his kid on court, I mean, hey, LeBron didn't have that love when he was playing, so maybe he wanted to make sure his kids understood they got it. I got no problem with it at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. Like I said, when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, he's doing too much. But then when I started actually looking in more to it myself and finding articles and finding the actual clips of it, it's really not that bad, at least from what I saw. You know, during the game, he got on the court a couple times and just kind of, you know, like flexing and posing. Like when his son came down the lane, middle of the lane and dunked, did the one-hand dunk. Mm-hmm. He got juiced off of that. Kind of, he wasn't in the middle of the court. He kind of came. He was sitting baseline, so he kind of came probably 5 feet onto the court. You know, was kind of, but I mean, he was juiced. So I think I'm not that mad at him about it. I can't be that mad at him about it. And again, the other parents say they didn't care. The kids loved it. And so I was watching TMZ. They did a story on it, as they do on everything. And one of the guys that works at TMZ, his son actually was on the other team. And he was talking about how LeBron, you know, came up and spoke to his son after the game. It's like his son broke down in tears or something like that. So that made him feel good. So he didn't have a problem with it. So I just think it's another thing that the media has kind of blown out of proportion. Again, just like everything, not just with LeBron, just in general. It's just something that's been kind of blown out of proportion. He got on the court. He got juice. You know, he got in the layup line and did a couple dunks. Yeah, that's what he did. You know, I don't think it's as big an outrage as people are trying to let on.
Oh, not at all. I mean, I would be just if I can have a kid who was dope like that playing basketball and I was there, I'd be choosing to see LeBron out there. I mean, because you might expect him to be in the building, but I mean, not everybody can afford them tickets, man. And so that's getting a free little show to go along with watching your kids' game. And then, I can see he was disrespectful and just like clowning people. But from what I know of LeBron, like his whole demeanor and stuff, like he's real giving towards kids and stuff like that. Like he'll go out his way to make sure these kids feel special or feel dope about themselves. He'll talk to them. So, I mean, even when he's the opposition, I mean, your kids still probably gain something from him being there and him going and talking to you after the game. So, I mean, I think people were trying to just make it an issue because it was LeBron.
And I mean, definitely. He's very, I mean, you feel how you want to feel about him. He may be your greatest of all time. He may be 2, he may be 3, he may be 5, whatever you think he is. He's definitely the most polarizing player of his generation. And of a couple others. I mean, just everything he does gets a reaction, whether it's positive or negative. Like, there's no middle ground with him, it seems. People either love him or they hate him. He's one of those. He's one of those players. He's just very polarizing.
Yeah, I think the more people love him, the more the opposition has to hate to kind of bring him back down to reality, I guess. But I mean, I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I like him as a basketball player, for like LeBron. Yeah. I'm in the middle. I mean, I like him for all the stuff he can do, but I mean, you go against my Warriors, I mean, you're the enemy. So I'm not like just on this nutsack like some of these people be. I mean, as a human being, I think he's a dope person, a dope ambassador of the game, and like as an athlete, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better model athlete. I mean, he didn't get into no trouble. I mean, he always seems to be doing the right thing. Yeah. So I mean, can't hate on the man for that.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm not a fan as far as, I mean, I like to watch him play. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great player. He's one of the greatest of all time. I'll give you that. I still think Jordan is the greatest. I don't think he is. And I'm not even a Jordan fan, but having watched Jordan growing up and having watched LeBron, I don't think he's Jordan. I don't think he's better than, I don't think he has surpassed Jordan. And it's not just has to do with the 6 championships and being 6-0. It's not just that, but there's other things. But as far as LeBron, I think he's a crybaby, and I always have. I just think he cries too much to be, as far as on the court, to be as good as he is and has shown he can be over 15, almost 20 years now, actually, that he's been in the league. So,
yeah, but to me, that's just the, like what?
No, I was going to, but as far as the off the court, I actually like him as a person off the court because of the, the charity work and the way he actually speaks out against, as when it comes to certain social things, as far as like police brutality and things like that. Especially when it comes to black people, he actually has a voice. When you never heard Jordan would never have gone outside of that bubble to speak on anything publicly like that in the 90s. So I'm not saying he had to. I'm just saying LeBron does not have a fear of doing that. He doesn't care if it affects his fame or his I guess popularity, because it hasn't, and people love him for that. So I like that about him. I like that about him more than I do the actual player on the court, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely respect all that he does off the court.
So I guess the main point is we didn't have an issue. We didn't have a huge issue with what LeBron did, basically. Oh, yes, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, or even a thumbs down if you didn't. And also let us know in the comments as well. And don't forget to share us with a friend, family member, or hey, even a stranger on the street will do. I'll catch you in the next video.